Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I am Nurse Abalori from 1720 Faith, and here we talk about lifestyle, loving God, business, and just trying to navigate life all by using the faith of a mustard seed. And if you are joining me, you see that my setup is different. My background is a little different. I am currently sitting in my room in my lazy boy recliner because I just needed to kick my feet up and rest and relax. It has been a very busy weekend and start to the new week. I worked over the weekend, and then for the last 2 days I have been resting, and even in my restful periods I have to stop and walk my dog at least 2 or 3 times a day, so it does leave me a little bit sore from walking him constantly. So today I am going to talk to you just about life hiding in darkness and what happens when you allow God to come. And today we are focusing on a particular passage in the book of the Bible that I've never really read this I've never really read this particular book in the Bible, but today my devotion led me to the book of Micah chapter 7 verse 8. And it talks about Israel's confession and comfort. And basically, in short, Micah is saying, do not rejoice over me, my enemy. When I fall, I will rise. When I sit in darkness, the Lord will be a light to me. And I want to talk about today about the Lord being a light unto you in times of darkness. Now, you guys know, since the beginning of summer, actually for the last 2 months, I've been focusing heavily on reading my Bible, meditation, prayer, really diving into the Word of God to help lead me through life. Now, many of you know, or if you don't really know, I am currently a single parent to 2 boys. I went through a separation as well as losing my mom in the past 2 years. So it has been a long journey for me to get to this point of allowing God to fully take control of my life, give it all to Him, and let Him guide me in the path that He has wanted me to be in. And so prior to all those things happening, I was always a person who prayed, who meditated, who read scripture, and just tried to start recentering my life back in focusing on God. And for the better half of the beginning of the summer, I would say around May, the end of May, I really just started to dive into Christ, God, reading His Word, getting an understanding, and just kind of, again, allowing Him to take hold and take shape of my life. And so that brings me to Micah chapter 7 verse 8. And today I was doing, of course, my studying in Enduring Word, and Enduring Word is what I use as my commentary to break down any scriptures, anything that I am wanting to get a deeper meaning, a deeper understanding on. And not rejoice over me, my enemies. And it says, Micah spoke to those brought low by personal sin and the sin of community. In spite of their humiliation, he warned their enemies to not rejoice over their condition, because when I fall, I will rise, and I will sit in darkness, the Lord will be light to me. So basically, he is saying to his enemies that don't rejoice over my downfall. Don't rejoice in the fact that you see me down and out. Don't rejoice in the fact that I am living a life of sin. It has now burdened me, and because when I fall, I am going to rise again. Even though I am currently down, I am currently in the throes of trouble, I have led a sinful life, I have done things that have dishonored God, don't count me out. Understand that eventually I will rise, and when I am sitting in the darkness of the decisions and the choices that I make, the Lord will bring me out of it. He will bring light to me. And so I kind of wanted to talk about what it means to sit in darkness and allowing the Lord to be a light unto you. With so many things that are going on in this world, albeit the world is crazy, we have political issues, we have the rise of prices, we have people losing jobs, thereby they're losing income. They're going to lose their home, their savings, everything that they have worked for. And we have right now, the world is just in a fallen state. It is in a fallen state with so much corruption, so much hostility. Like right now, we are in a fallen state. But more importantly, I want to talk to you as an individual. Even though life has thrown you many challenges and life itself right now is going through turmoil, there is also a darkness inside of you where you have allowed the darkness to dim your light. Meaning you have let the outside world creep in. You have let the afflictions of the outside world come into your personal life, thereby darkening and dimming your light. And sometimes this could be in a form of you're spending too much money, you're hanging around with the wrong individuals, you find yourself doing things that are displeasing to God. Or you may even find yourself in situations that you did not ask about that's causing your light to dim, to go dark, and now you have to sin in it. I will use me as a prime example. For the last 2 years, I wouldn't say that my life has been completely dark, because I try not to live in a dark place or bring darkness into my world. But there have been many days and many times that I have just found myself in a saddened state. A saddened state where I feel like, God, life has so much to offer me, but why am I going through certain situations at this point? And then I had to realize, because I really wasn't giving my full self to God, I wasn't allowing Him to be a light into my world, that I was slowly but surely dimming the light in me because I had so many obstacles that I was faced with. And until I sat and I realized, yes, the inner darkness that I may feel, the despair, the sadness, the anger sometimes, the doubt, the dreadful feeling that, oh my goodness, things cannot get much worse. I had to I had to slowly come to realize that God is near. The light that He wants to shine in me is here. It is a lot closer than what I was giving Him credit for. And sometimes it takes us to sit, be quiet, analyze ourselves, think about how we are feeling internally, meaning how we are feeling on the inside. We have to sit and we truly have to understand that a lot of times it is because of our decision. It is because of things that we're wanting that sometimes causes that inner conflict, that inner battle, and thus it allows us to dim that light. And on the flip side, there are things that happen beyond our control. There are things that happen beyond what we can comprehend that causes our inner light to dim. But again, Micah says, when I sit in darkness, the Lord will be a light to me. That means sometimes it is going to have to take us to go into the deepest, darkest places in our life for us to finally see the light. Sometimes we have to go into the deep and the dark side of things, sit in it, understand that this is how life is currently. These are the things that I am facing currently, and I need to face them. But also I need to allow God to do His work. I need to allow God to come in and give me that little glimmer of hope, that little spark, that little flicker of light, for Him to bring me to the forefront of the light that I need to see. And again, sometimes we have to go through, and mostly all of us have gone through dark days. We have gone through dark times, and there are a lot of us who have gone through these dark days and dark times, and we have not allowed those dark days to take over our lives. Meaning, we might have lost for a minute, a second, a month, a week, or even a few years. But when we really sit down and come to terms and we think about the darkness that's being shed within us, that's being, if we're allowing the darkness to cover us deep down in our soul, then how is the light is going to be there? How will the light get there if we do not acknowledge the darkness that we are sitting in? We have to acknowledge the darkness. We have to learn that we are sitting in darkness for God to come in and light that little glimmer of hope inside of us. And again, it takes us going through a tumultuous situation. It takes life circumstances bleeding into our inner soul, our inner spirit. It takes sometimes even the way that we're living, that we know that the way that we're living is not approving to God. Sometimes it takes a little bit of conviction for us to realize, I need to come out of this. I need to go and find God. I need to allow Him to light that little spark inside of me to help me get through whatever internal battles that I am feeling. And so as I round out today, I want you to take time to go in and find that dark spot where you are in life. Find that darkness that is overshadowing you. Find that darkness that is overshadowing your soul and your spirit. We all have it. We all have an inner darkness at times. Now, again, some darknesses are it will take control of a person's life to the point where, you know, they often do things that are detrimental to their health. And then some of us, it is because of life, it is because of circumstances, it is because things that are beyond our control that causes us again to have that inner darkness. I am challenging you today to go in, to find that inner darkness, sit in it, understand why you are in this darkness. And again, it is okay to question God, why He sent the darkness. Why is He allowing you to sit in the darkness? And realistically, you may or you may not get your answer. And sometimes for a lot of us like me, we get the answer, but we really don't want to accept it. We know we've gotten the answer, but we don't want to accept it. We want to still live in the darkness because the answer is not satisfying to us. That is one thing that we need to stop. If God is giving us an answer, whether we get the answer today, tomorrow, next week, next year, He is going to answer us. And then sometimes He chooses not to. Again, His ways is not our ways. But I am encouraging you to sit where you are at this moment in time, to sit in the inner spaces that the darkness is overshadowing. If it's things that are occurring in your life that's causing darkness, go ahead and acknowledge it. As you guys see, every day I journal. I sit and I journal. I journal how I'm feeling. Some days the journaling is good. Some days the journaling is albeit is bad. It is where I am just questioning God. I am not understanding. I am even angry at the moment, but I'm getting it all down because somewhere down the line, I am still going to find that glimmer of hope. I am still going to hang on to that mustard seed of faith to get me through the dark times. And it is in the dark times is where we find the light, is where we find the light of God. So I thank With that being said, I'll see you in the next video. And if you know someone that is going through a tough time in life and they need some inspiration, please share my page, share my videos. Please like, subscribe, comment, and let me know how you are getting out tumultuous times in your life and how you are learning to let God shine within you. So with that being said, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
The way the birds fly across the sunset sky, I feel like you did it for me.